Heyo, Plaidman here. So my last video was Taxes 101, and this is Taxes 102, or 101 and a half, if you will. I realized I didn't really do a lot of solutions other than kind of the same old song and dance of you actually need to pay attention to what you're spending your money on and what the government is spending its money on. So aside from that, solutions that you can do as far as I'm making this much money, how Mr. Plaidman do I give less to the government? If I've done the research and I'm like, I don't like how much I'm giving the government and I don't like this and this, I don't like how much they're taking, good. So here's a couple solutions. Donate to charity, all right? And do your research on the charity. Fun fact, a lot of charities, you give $1 and 10 cents of it actually go to the charity. Like to where they say. Some of them, like 0%. 0%. So please, do your research on the charity, okay? So that's one. Two, church. You don't have to be a super religious person. And if you don't want to donate to a church, it's totally fine. But the reason why I say church is because oftentimes churches, even if you're not particularly religious, A, it's a nonprofit organization, and B, what they do for the community is really beneficial. Even if you don't subscribe to that particular religious belief, oftentimes what churches do to the community is help uplift it and improve it. Now again, this isn't just go to your local church and like, hey, here's money, I'm going to donate. No, again, do your research. This is your money that you're talking about. Also, I'd like to point out, it's not just like, oh, you give up money and then blah, blah, blah. What donating does effectively is like, okay, you make this much money, but if you donate this much money, if you donate some of that money, whatever, that was a bad analogy. If you donate some of your money, then as far as the government's concerned, they can't tax you on that money that you donated, right? So if you're if you're just a little bit past a certain bar, right, and then it's like all of a sudden you're going to get 50 or a certain percentage of taxation, right, and you want to go under that, well then by all means do the smart thing and go out and be like, hey, I want to donate. Where can I donate the best to? Realize that you're responsible for your own life and your community, okay? So find a way to make your money go the farthest way possible. Other things are like, if you're married, that's super helpful, okay? You and your spouse need to look and like, hey, we're making a certain amount of money. We actually might make more money and be less stressful if only one of us work and the other one stays at home and does all the other things. Like, there's a plethora of things outside of working a 9-to-5, okay? You need to do that math and you'll find with the tax man, it's like, oh, well, hold up. If we're both working and we're both making this amount of money, the tax man takes all this money out, right? But if one of us is working and the other person isn't, then they count it as a dependent, which means we don't have to pay as much in taxes, which means blah, blah, blah. So in a weird way, it might actually make that one person's income more than it actually is. Further evidence to illustrate that maybe getting married is not a bad idea. Other thing is having kids, which I'm not trying to tell people to have kids. However, if I were to be asked straight up, like, hey, should people have kids? I'd be like, yeah, people should have kids. Most definitely. Kids are amazing. And kids also are a tax write-off. Hey, fun fact. I don't think dogs, hamsters, cats are a tax write-off, unfortunately. That'd be really awesome. But there is a plethora of things, and I would highly suggest if you're confused or curious or you just don't know, spend $200. Talk to a normal tax person, like a good tax person, and get their 2 cents on it and ask them. And at $200 to get them to do your taxes, not $200 to ask me questions, right? But my point in all this is like, you have the power. It is your money, all right? Spend it wisely, because right now, each and every one of us, the government is taking our money, okay? And they're spending it horribly. So it is up to you to take as much of it back and say, no, I can spend it better. And then once you got it, then spend it better. Make the world a better place. Make the community a place you want to be in, live in, enjoy. Clean, nice, well lit, good community. You know, police station's good, fire department's good, all these things are good. That is your job as a citizen. All right, that's it. So it's like 101 and a half. We'll get more into this concept because I guess we're in tax season and reasons. It's kind of on my mind. So, you know. Anyhow, Plaid Man out. Deuces.